I've been holding this in forever, but here goes. How do you process your former teacher saying he still dreams about you? I'm sitting in a bustling coffee shop. The bitter aroma of espresso thick in the air when Mr. Ellis, my high school English teacher, leans across the table. I still dream about you, he says, his voice low, his eyes too intense. My stomach drops, the clatter of cups around us fading as his words sink in. The wooden chair under me is hard, grounding me. But I'm reeling, caught between shock and a strange unease. I'm 25, a writer, always reflective, always digging into my past to make sense of who I am. Ellis was my favorite teacher at 16, charismatic, the one who made Shakespeare feel alive. Who told me I had a gift. I trusted him, looked up to him. Now years later, running into him at a bookstore felt like a happy coincidence. He suggested coffee, and I said yes, thinking it'd be nostalgic, harmless. But his confession, delivered with that same old charm, feels like a violation, raising stakes. I didn't expect my self-worth, my reputation, my sense of safety. My best friend Sarah warned me about this meetup. He's just a teacher, not a friend, she said last week, her pragmatic tone cutting through my excitement. She's the opposite of me, grounded, no nonsense, always seeing what I miss. I brushed her off, thinking I could handle a simple coffee. Now with Mr. Ellis watching me, his smile familiar yet unsettling, I'm questioning everything. The coffee shop's warm, the espresso scent sharp, but I feel exposed. Was his attention back then ever just about my writing? I manage a weak smile, stirring my latte. That's surprising, I say, my voice shaky. He laughs, leaning back, but his eyes don't leave mine. I think about Sarah, how she'd tell me to leave right now. My reflective side wants to unpack this, to understand, but my instincts scream to protect myself. This isn't the mentor I idolized. This is a man crossing a line. The stakes are clear, my past, my present, my ability to trust. As the barista calls an order, one question burns. What does he want from me? And how do I escape this moment? The coffee shop's buzz hasn't let up, the clatter of mugs and hiss of the espresso machine filling the air. I'm still across from Mr. Ellis, my latte cooling, my fingers tracing the rough edge of the wooden table to steady myself. His confession, I still dream about you, hangs between us. And he's leaning forward now, his charismatic smile softening as he launches into memories of our English class. You were always special, he says, his voice warm, but too personal. You were always special, could clip perfectly for a shareable moment. Loaded with the unease I'm feeling, my reflective nature, the part that cherishes those high school days, is clashing with a growing discomfort, and I'm caught in the middle. I nod, forcing a smile, but my heart's racing. That class meant a lot, I say, keeping it vague, but he's not slowing down. He talks about my essays, my unique voice, but his tone feels intimate, like he's not just reminiscing. My internal conflict is a knot. Part of me is flattered, nostalgic for the teacher who believed in me, but another part screams, this is wrong, that his words cross a line. The stakes are heavy. My self-respect, my ability to trust my memories, even my reputation if this gets out. Sarah's pragmatic warning from last week echoes. He's not a friend. She'd see through this in a second. Her no-nonsense clarity cutting through my tendency to overthink. I ignored her, thinking I could keep this light, but now I'm questioning every interaction from high school. Was his encouragement ever just about my work? The coffee shop's warmth feels stifling. The espresso scent now bitter. I shift in my chair, the wood creaking a sensory anchor, pulling me back. I want to believe I'm misreading him, that this is just nostalgia gone weird, but his gaze, too steady, too warm, says otherwise. He leans closer, his hand brushing the table near mine. You've grown into someone remarkable, he says, and I pull back, my smile tightening. Thanks, I mutter, glancing at my phone. 3:17 p.m. I could make an excuse, leave, but my reflective side keeps me here, searching for clarity. Did I invite this by meeting him? My trust, my need to reconnect with a mentor, led me to this moment, but now it feels like a trap. The barista's shout for a pickup order snaps me back, but the question gnaws. Am I misreading his intentions, or is this as wrong as it feels? The coffee shop's energy is fading, the afternoon crowd thinning, leaving a low hum of conversation and the clink of spoons against mugs. I'm still across from Mr. Ellis, my latte, now a cold ring in its cup, my fingers fidgeting with a napkin, its texture rough against my skin, grounding me. His stories have shifted from class memories to something more personal. How he's thought of me over the years. How my spark stayed with him. His charismatic gaze lingers too long. And my reflective nature, once warmed by nostalgia, is now churning with unease. This isn't the mentor I remember. This is something else. And the stakes, my self-respect, my past, my sense of safety are tightening around me. He leans back smiling, but it's calculated. You always stood out, he says, his voice soft but pointed. I force a laugh, trying to keep it light, but my stomach twists. I was just a kid, I say, hoping to steer us back to neutral ground. He chuckles, but his eyes don't waver, and the moment feels suspenseful, like a scene where the music slows. I pivot, joking about our old classroom's creaky projector, and for a second, the tension eases, a tonal shift that lets me breathe. But it's fleeting. His comment about dreaming of me, that first shock in this coffee shop, echoes like a warning I can't ignore. My mind drifts to high school, his praise for my essays, the extra time he spent with me after class. I admired him, soaked up his encouragement, but now those moments feel tainted. Was there always an edge to his attention? The hum of the coffee shop's air conditioner pulls me back, a sensory anchor against the flood of memories. Sarah's pragmatic voice cuts through. He's not a friend. She'd tell me to walk out right now, but I'm caught torn between confronting this discomfort and pretending it's nothing. My trusting nature, the part that saw him as a hero, is crumbling, and I'm questioning everything I thought I knew. He's talking again about his life now, but his words feel like a performance, each one testing my reaction. You've changed me, he says, and I freeze, the napkin shredding under my fingers. The emotional moment hits admiration, turning to betrayal, nostalgia to fear. I want to believe I'm overreacting, that this is just a teacher missing the past, but my gut says otherwise. The stakes are clearer, my ability to trust myself, to hold on to the good parts of my past without letting this ruin them. As a barista wipes down a nearby table, the rags squeak sharp. One question burns. Was his attention ever appropriate? Or have I been blind all along? I'm back in my apartment. The faint rustle of pages as I flip through an old journal anchoring me to the present, the coffee shop's bitter espresso scent, and Mr. Ellis's words. I still dream about you cling to me hours after I mumbled an excuse and left. My hands tremble. The journal's worn cover rough under my fingertips as guilt and shame crash over me. I'm reflective, always digging into my past, but now that habits, a curse, unearthing memories I'd buried. I admired him too much back then, and admitting that feels like betraying the girl I was. I should have seen it could go viral. Raw with the regret I'm drowning in. The stakes are suffocating my self-worth, my memories, my ability to trust. The journal's open to a page from junior year, notes about Shakespeare, his handwriting in the margins. I was 16, starry-eyed, soaking up his praise. He'd linger after class, talk about my potential. And I felt special. Now those moments twist in my gut. Was it ever just about my writing? My vulnerability spills out as I admit I craved his approval, maybe even his attention in a way I didn't understand then. Sarah's pragmatic voice from last week echoes. He's not a friend. She was right. And I ignored her, thinking this coffee meetup was harmless. Now I'm questioning every interaction, every smile I gave him. My phone sits on the couch, Sarah's unanswered text glowing. How'd it go? I want to call to confess, but shame stops me. She'd listen. But her blunt "I told you so" would sting. The emotional weight of this realization that I might have missed red flags hits hard. I think about the coffee shop, the clink of mugs, when he leaned too close, a callback to the moment I froze. My trusting nature let me see him as a mentor, not a man with boundaries to cross. Now I'm left with guilt for not seeing it sooner, for letting his words today unravel me. The journal's pages rustle again, a sensory reminder of the past I'm dissecting. I need to move forward, but how? Confronting him feels impossible. He's not my teacher anymore, just a ghost from my past, yet his words have power. Staying silent feels like letting him win, letting my younger self's naivety define me. My reputation, my peace, they're on the line. Comment below, what's the toughest realization you've faced about your past? I need to know I'm not alone. The apartment's quiet, the city's hum faint outside, but one question burns. How do I move past this without losing myself? My apartment's dim, the soft hum of my laptop fan, a faint anchor as I sit at my desk, staring at a blank document. It's been 2 days since the coffee shop and Mr. Ellis's. I still dream about you as a loop in my head, pulling me back to high school, to moments I now question. My journal's open beside me. Its rustling pages a callback to Saturday's reckoning. But the words I need won't come. My reflective nature, always picking at the past, is at war with itself. Part of me wants to bury this to pretend it's nothing, but another part knows silence gives him power. The stakes are raw, my self-worth, my ability to trust my instincts, my peace. I'm wrestling with my role in this. Did I invite his attention back then? My essays, my lingering after class, were they signals I didn't mean to send? The emotional moment hits, as I admit. I don't know, and that uncertainty burns. I was 16, trusting, seeing him as a mentor, but his words now make me question everything. Sarah's pragmatic voice cuts through her text from yesterday. Still unanswered. You good? She'd push me to confront this, to speak up, but my internal conflict is paralyzing. What if confronting him makes it worse? What if I'm blowing this out of proportion? The laptop's hum steadies me. A sensory anchor against the chaos. I think about Sarah, how she'd roll her eyes at my overthinking, her bluntness. A contrast to my endless introspection. Last month, she said, "Don't let the past mess with your head." I laughed. But now her words are a lifeline. I want to be the woman who faces this, who reclaims her story, but fear keeps me stuck. If I speak to him, I risk reopening old wounds, maybe even tarnishing the good parts of those high school years. If I stay quiet, I'm letting his words define me, letting guilt fester. My phone buzzes, a notification from a class reunion group chat, his name in the thread. My heart races. He's still out there, still part of my world, and that feels like a violation. The stakes are clearer now. My ability to move forward, to hold on to my growth without this shadow. I want closure, but closure means facing him, or at least facing myself. The document stays blank, but my fingers hover over the keys. I need to decide, speak my truth, or let this haunt me. The hum of the fan feels louder, a steady rhythm against my racing thoughts. Can I find the courage to confront this? Or will I let his words keep me silent? The city's evening buzz filters through my window. The distant honk of cars, a faint anchor as I pace my apartment. My phone clutched tight. It's been a week since the coffee shop. And Mr. Ellis's "I still dream about you" has burrowed deeper now, joined by a new message he sent yesterday. "Missed you at the reunion chat. Let's catch up again." My stomach lurches, the words glowing on my screen like a trap. My reflective nature, always dissecting the past, is unraveling under this pressure, and my internal conflict is a storm. Part of me wants to ignore him, to block and move on, but another fears what his persistence means. The stakes are crushing my peace, my self-respect, my ability to trust my instincts. I'm back at my desk, the rustle of my journal pages from last night, a haunting callback reminding me of the high school memories I've been questioning. His message feels like an invasion, proof he's not letting this go. Sarah's pragmatic support is my lifeline. She finally got the whole story over coffee this morning. "He's crossing lines," she said, her bluntness cutting through my doubts. "You need to shut this down." Her words echo her earlier warning. He's not a friend, and I know she's right, but shutting it down means facing him. And that terrifies me. I can't escape him. I whisper a shareable line, raw with the dread I feel. The fallout's spreading. I've been jumpy at work, avoiding social media where reunion posts pop up, his name a trigger. A coworker asked about my high school days yesterday, and I froze, terrified this could leak into my present. My trusting side, the part that saw him as a mentor, is gone, replaced by annoying sense of betrayal. Sarah's pushing me to act, but my fear of confrontation, of making this real, keeps me stuck. What if he denies it? What if he twists? It makes me the one who's wrong. The stakes are clearer. My ability to live without this shadow, to reclaim my story. My phone's weight in my hand feels heavier. His message still unanswered. I think about Sarah, her no-nonsense strength, how she'd tell me to be brave, but bravery means risking my reputation. My closure, maybe even the good memories of high school, I still want to hold on to. The honks outside fade the city's pulse, a sensory reminder of the world moving on while I'm stuck here. I want to be the woman who faces this, who sets boundaries. But his words, past and present, are a weight I can't shake. As I stare at his message, one question burns. Will this define me, or can I break free before it's too late? The park is quiet. the crunch of gravel under my shoes, a sharp anchor as I walk toward a bench where Mr. Ellis agreed to meet. It's been 2 days since his message. And I'm done letting his words "I still dream about you" hold me hostage. My reflective nature, once paralyzed by guilt, is now a fire fueling my resolve. The vulnerability I've carried since the coffee shop has hardened into strength, and I'm here to set boundaries to reclaim my story. The stakes are everything: my self-respect, my peace, my ability to trust myself again. He's already there, his charismatic smile flickering as I approach his posture less confident than I remember. "Thanks for meeting me," I say, my voice steady despite the knot in my chest. "We need to talk about what you said." The words are a key emotional moment, a release of the weight I've been hauling. His eyes widen, but I push forward. "Your comments, your message. They're not okay, they make me uncomfortable, and they need to stop." My journal's rustling pages from last week echo a callback to the moment I faced my role in this. And now I'm facing him. Mr. Ellis leans back, his hands raised defensively. "I didn't mean anything by it," he says, his tone smooth but strained. "Just reminiscing." His dismissal stings, but I'm not backing down. "It's not just reminiscing," I say, my voice firm. "It's inappropriate, and I'm asking you to respect my boundaries." Sarah's pragmatic advice, "Shut this down," rings in my ears, her no-nonsense strength bolstering me. His charm, once a beacon in high school, looks hollow now, a facade I'm no longer swayed by. He nods, muttering, "I understand," but his jaw tightens. And I know this isn't the closure he expected. I stand the gravel crunching again, feeling lighter but not absolved. Later, I text Sarah, spilling everything. "You're a badass," she replies, her support a warm echo of her earlier warnings. Confronting him doesn't erase the unease or rewrite my high school memories, but it shifts something. I'm not the trusting teen who idolized him, nor the woman who froze in the coffee shop. I'm someone who can speak her truth even when it shakes her. The park's air is cool, the sun low. And I breathe deeper, knowing this is a turning point. The emotional weight of this choice, choosing honesty over silence, has redefined me. My past with Mr. Ellis will always be part of my story. But it's not the whole one. I'm learning to protect my peace, to value my voice as I walk away. One question lingers: can I break free from this shadow and rebuild my trust in myself? The soft glow of my desk lamp bathes my apartment. The faint hum of the radiator, a gentle anchor as I sit with a notebook, pen poised but still. It's been weeks since I faced Mr. Ellis in the park, and his words "I still dream about you" have faded from a sharp sting to a dull ache. The theme of boundaries woven through this story has become my North Star. Growth comes from letting go of what no longer serves you. My reflective nature, once a weight dragging me back to high school, now feels like a tool, helping me rebuild my self-respect, the stakes, my peace, my trust in myself. My past are still there, but they're lighter now. I sip my tea, the mug's warmth seeping into my palms, a sensory echo of the coffee shop's espresso from that first meeting. Life's moved forward. I'm writing again, pitching articles, reconnecting with the spark Mr. Ellis once praised but no longer owns. Sarah's been my rock, her pragmatic "you're a badass" from after the park, a callback that still makes me smile. Her no-nonsense support, her belief in me, pushed me to set that boundary, to choose my voice over silence. I've learned that boundaries aren't just about saying no. They're about saying yes to your own worth. Ellis hasn't reached out since, and the reunion chatter has quieted. I still catch myself questioning those high school years, his praise, his lingering talks, but I'm letting them go, piece by piece. They're part of my story, but they don't define me. My trusting side, the one that saw him as a mentor, has grown wiser, tempered by this experience. I'm still reflective, still the writer who digs deep, but now I'm digging for strength, not shame. The healing isn't done, but it's real, and that's enough for now. I'm sharing this because we all have moments that shake us, that make us question who we were and who we're becoming. What's a boundary you've set to protect your peace? Comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. The past can hurt, but it can also teach, and I'm grateful for the lesson. The radiator hums on the city's pulse, faint outside. And I close my notebook. Content, some chapters end, but the story keeps going. And I'm ready for what's next.